Well, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to day 5 again of trying to get Rue back into the item shop. How's it going, y'all? We're back at it again, with another daily upload. Haven't failed yet. Haven't even made like a late upload yet, too. So that's a really good for us. Either way, though, welcome back to the daily upload series where we talk about any new updates, new secrets, new myths, or new theories about Rue, the mysterious Fortnite skin that hasn't come back in almost over 1,900 days. All right, she's almost there. Literally, she's about to hit 2,000 days since she's been gone from the item shop. Anyways, guys, before we get sidetracked, I really appreciate all of the support from all the videos. I've been reading the comments. Obviously, from last video, we had a special person comment down below. We had Strange Depp comment, there's a feature that they added in Festival where probably your favorited skins in your locker or probably, the skins are going to be chosen for the bots. Obviously, I took a little, look inside. I checked every social media platform. There really isn't like a clear answer to this, right? Except for what people are, sharing. If we go on, other platforms, other people are saying that, for some reason, random skins are showing up and not like the same boring bot skins that they usually get from before. I think that may have been the case, all right? That may have been the case. And to confirm this, I literally, went, as you can tell by the footage right now, I literally showing all the skins in my locker, showing that I only have a few skins favorited, just so we do a little experiment, right? So before I had Rue favorited, so that's why it showed her, and Sparkle Specialist because it's a random Fortnite skin that I don't own. So technically that checks out. So let's go into Festival and see if any of the favorited Fortnite skins are replacing the Fortnite Festival bots that are in the game. So as you can see, we're going in, and surprise, look who we have here. Bro, come on. And it's the same Sparkle Specialist. Holy moly, bro. We still have the same bots from last video, bro. Literally, dude. How is that even possible? So I guess there are some like circumstances that this feature has, because technically the only skins that I have favorited are right here. And as I showed you in my locker, I don't have any skins archived. So technically we can't say that I removed half of my locker and all that. It looks like this feature may be true, maybe, a lie, maybe incorrect. Who knows? We don't really get that many leaks aside from Festival. That theory is going to go into the, mystery pile, bro, because technically, the feature in Fortnite Festival could be tied to, skins returning, and, literally the feature that they introduced could be just a gimmick. I don't know. It didn't work for me. For you guys, it probably will work. Who knows? It might be just my Fortnite account. Who knows? Anyways, apart from Festival, currently right now, the only news that we have is that Rue is about to reach 2,000 days. This is the only updated news that we'll have, and I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't release this year. Okay, I really feel like she's going to be back, next year. Definitely next year. You know why I think that? It's because of the whole situation that's happening, from the past controversies, not about Rue, but by other skins, and certain cosmetics. Some of them, literally not giving refund tokens, the whole refunding or whatever. Like a skin has a certain, piece of it that changed, or they're altering it, in which technically Epic Games is forced to, or kind of obligated to give us a refund token, like the Deadpool llama corn or whatever, the llama unicorn glider. Something changed within that, in which they had to offer refund tokens. With Travis Scott, they give an opportunity to refund everything, like from his bundle, even the free emotes and the free like glider and all that. It's not like they altered anything. It's more like the controversy was so bad that that people didn't want to support the artist, so they made, you know, Epic Games made sure that you could refund the skin so you don't support them. Same thing goes for the Peaceful Hips, you know, with Peacemaker. Obviously, if you don't like the emote of its association, you could have refunded because they disabled it from a while back, and now they completely changed how the emote works. So technically they are, you know, obligated to give us a refund, which that happened. And why are we talking about this? Why is this any important to any of us? You know, why should we care? Well, obviously, you know, for those of you who aren't, you know, looking closely or aren't Rue glazers or aren't Rue supporters, a while back ago, and I mean a while back, I think it was during chapter 3 or chapter 2, but somewhere around there in those chapters, they changed the patch. They changed the patch design off Rue and many of the other agents. Literally a lot of skins got a redesign on just the patch on the symbol. They changed it from this to that, which kind of destroys the whole point. You know, obviously if you're going to make us want to buy a skin, obviously it has to be, you know, what I'm seeing right in front of me. Obviously technically someone could go to court for this, but it's just a minor thing that obviously only a real person that really wants to target Epic Games should do. I'm not saying you should, you know, as advertised with Rue, when she came out with that old design. And if you are removing that original design from the patch from the old model and putting it into the newer model, then, you know, technically there is a way to legally bind Epic Games, allegedly, right? Legally do something about this, because technically you are lying to the consumer. Technically, we didn't even get a notice, right? When they alter things, right? They kind of give you a notice or some type of refund or some type of service, either to support for what you did or the mistakes they've done or some type of action, right? So technically with this situation and all the other cosmetics from before, why haven't we gotten a refund notice or even a refund token for Rue? Why haven't we got an update about Rue? Because this is technically a serious matter, and if somebody legally wants to, you know, force Epic Games to give Rue an edit style, then technically this is our only chance. But anyways, that's gonna be enough yapping for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, my thoughts and opinions of today's episode. Literally, I've been wanting to talk about this, and I probably will talk about this in the documentary that I am, you know, currently building up for Rue. Obviously that'll come out either next year or some other year, I don't know. Either way though, thank you guys for tuning in for today's show. Before we end, you know, today's episode, obviously we got to return back to last episode's question of the day. Literally, question of the day, baby. Let's go. So last episode's question of the day was, what was your favorite Fortnite live event? Oh my lordy lord. Oh my lordy lord. What an interesting question. I read all the comments, right? Read the comments, and finally we have a few people that actually answered. Our first new person that responded was Mr. Butter 36, the chapter 2 remix end event, because the music was good and felt good to play and watch. The chapter 2 remix live event, I guess that makes sense, right? A lot of people really liked it. A lot of people went into that event only for Juice WRLD, but at the end of the day, literally Eminem's part was really good. We got a second person that responded. Oh my god, a second new person. We got C-Kex. I don't even know how to pronounce it. C-Kex, I'm guessing that's how you say it. C-Kex. They said Travis Scott was lit and we got Rue. I guess that makes sense, right? The Travis Scott event technically, you know, gave us a chance to at least have Rue in all her glory. And also a lot of people do love the Travis Scott live event. And our final answer of, you know, of the question of the day is ZT Bro, it's hard pronouncing these names, okay? I'm just gonna do it like that. Is ZT They said probably the Travis Scott event. We got Rue and Travis Scott and Recon Expert, and I have all 3 skins, so I think so. You know what? I kind of feel bad. because it's true. But anyways, guys, it's time for my answer, the answer that you've all been waiting for. Not really though. My favorite live event is between two live events. Well, not really. All right, the first one is a real one and the second one's a mini live event. All right, so obviously, you know, our first live event, right, the very first one is going to be the Doomsday device. Obviously the Doomsday device from chapter 2. Holy moly, bro, when I saw that device come out and stop the storm, it was the first time in our entire lives that we realized that Midas was cooking, bro. The second one, right, is not really a live event. It's the confrontation event between Daigo and the Shogun, bro. Literally this whole masterpiece, bro, of fighting only for a few seconds, bro. But either way though, that's gonna be, you know, my answer for that, you know, last episode's question of the day. And with that being said, it's time for a new question of the day. Holy, bro, I wonder. All right, now for today's episode, you know, for today's question of the day, I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite shotgun in Fortnite? Obviously, as always, I will tell you my answer in the next episode. You know, as always, I appreciate all the support. Comment down below your answer to the question of the day. And yeah, with all that being said, I guess I'll see you guys later.